Hello guys, I'm wearing tights. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk through how I improved my Zone 2 easy pace over this past year, what I predominantly focused on during my training, that which in turn resulted in me getting a sub 250 marathon and hopefully in the future even faster. Let's get into it.
Real, wow. You're nearly there, you're nearly there. Go, go, Freddie, go on. He's done it.
Just before we do though, a very hectic morning our side where we're having to pack everything because it is new flat day, which is exciting, but at the same time a little bit stressful. So we have a van coming in 10 minutes. So I thought, what better thing to do
than post a YouTube video, right?
Right, here's a little fast forward of the new flat that we've just moved into. Yesterday, I obviously filmed that video, which I'll carry on with in terms of how I improved my overall heart rate, how I ran sub 3 in my first marathon, sub 250 in my next marathon, and that relentless discipline that it requires. Obviously, I'm not done. I feel like I've got so much more that I want to achieve. Obviously, people do it faster than me, do it slower. Everyone has their own ambitions and goals that you want to strive towards. But before we crack on with the video, here is the new flat. So this is the view from the window and bedroom. Very, very nice, big corridor. If we can turn the light on, all the way down here, bedroom in there, and then we're storing all of our stuff. We were supposed to have a sofa delivered, but then it couldn't fit in the lift, so they're gonna have to get more man on it. And then yeah, we're just slowly unpacking. So a bit of a stress. I also looked back through my footage that I was just talking through, and it's a bit jumpy all over the place, but hopefully you get the message and there's some clarity there. Those of you that don't know me, I started running around a year and a half ago. Previously was more focused on gym work, strength training, hypertrophy, all of that jazz, and now transitioned to running, and I am hooked, fully addicted. So I ran my first 10K with my girlfriend in June 2023. She took me out and I was dying. I couldn't believe how hard it was. She then got me a London Marathon place, and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's go for it. And I had a huge goal, having never ran, to get sub 3 in my first one. So it was a big old journey, a lot of increased mileage, which resulted in me getting injured. And then I pretty much had a 12-week accelerated block to just go for it. Achieved my time, got a time of 2:53, and then was like, I want more. Entered Valencia for end of the year, and the goal was sub 250. And now the next goal, so for 2025, I want to get a 2:39 marathon. I think that would be epic. So let's proceed with the video and new flat day, let's go. In this video as well, I want to talk about something that is very common among new runners, including myself. I definitely got hit hard this time last year, and that is injuries. So the first point is, of course, volume, right? You need to be running more. You look at all the top runners, all the fast runners, and they run a heck of a lot throughout the week. But it's not a stupid thing to do because they built up to this, right? Their body can handle it. So it's making sure that you have the mindset of not only progression and intensity, but even just easy volume over time. And the way to do this is obviously recovering much faster and not necessarily having that built up fatigue in your legs the day after a run. And this way you can even get in double sessions and volume just easily stacks up. But when this is done too fast, like I did last year, you can get wiped out for a full month. I suffered from an IT band issue, which wasn't the smart thing to do. So yeah, slow, steady, 10% increase in weekly mileage every single week. But to go back, so this time last year, I had been running 6 months, suffered that IT band issue, was over Christmas time. I felt sorry for myself. I was like, I need to get this sub 3 hour London, which was then April earlier this year. So essentially I had 4 months to make sure that I was fully recovered from the injury, build up to volumes that I've never done before, improve my zone 2 heart rate pace, and run 4:15 per kilometer throughout the whole marathon and just be chill as a cucumber. Now, this seemed like an impossible task, right? Wrong! I managed to do it, and this is what I did. The first thing is, when you're starting out, is to understand the fact that everyone's going to be chatting in your face about zone 2, easy volume, all of this, but in reality it's impossible to do a zone 2 run when you're first starting out. As soon as I left the door, when I first went out on my first 10k run, my heart rate was well over 170 and I wasn't even going that fast. So it was impossible for me to maintain a zone 2 heart rate. Now, what does this mean? This means that you accept the fact that most of your runs are going to be steady. Even if they are at a relaxed, easy pace, if you are running and not walking for more than an hour, of course your heart rate is going to creep up. And this is okay. The key is to stay persistent with this for long enough so over time that same pace comes down into your zone 2 easy pace. The other thing with this new structure that I wasn't used to, starting a marathon prep earlier this year in Jan with the goal of getting a sub 3 hour marathon when I'd only been running a year, was how was I going to get all this training in? Now, previously I came from a gym strength background, so I had the habits there. And for me, a big win is always training super early, right? We all have a lot going on. There's a lot of stressful things that can crop up. So getting in the habit of getting up early, training first thing so nothing can get in the way, really helps with consistency. A good rule of thumb as well, if you can't get up from your alarm, then it's probably a sign that you were too tired and you needed the sleep. That's what I tell myself anyway. Next, when you are structuring and building this plan, you obviously want to add in some intensity, some fast VO2 work. And this doesn't have to just be a dedicated session towards it, like for instance a track session. One thing you can do, and what I start to do, was at the end of these easy or steady runs, if you're just starting out, you add in what's called strides. These essentially are just a relaxed sprint where you improve your personal biomechanics, that brain communication to your legs, to really pick up the feet and run as fast as possible. This is a good way to add intensity, and you're not obviously going to gain direct fitness from this, but it's a reminder that your legs can move quickly, and when you want them to, it will come, that pace. So establish the habits, have the goal of increasing the amount you run every week by 10%, be absolutely relentless with it, and be incredibly consistent and patient over your entire marathon block. Once you've established the habits, once you're going out for a run, say 5-6 times a week, and it's just ingrained in your system, then add some intensity. Maximum 2 sessions per week. 1 interval session, 1 tempo session, that is all you need. If you can do a hard session every day, then it's clearly not hard. During these sessions, you want to run much faster than your target half marathon or marathon pace. But if you do make the stupid mistake like I did of still getting too excited, increasing your running way too much, then you do get injured, there is a way out. So pretty much the first 2 weeks of Jan, while still recovering, I was literally just swimming and cross training. Now, it's not obviously going to directly improve your running form or help you directly run faster, but it will improve your endurance and you can still gain fitness. And you have to still have that relentless mindset. Even if it's a different sport, it does translate. As soon as I had those habits, I had that intensity, then that weekend long run was super important. Now, you must add some marathon specific sessions, i.e. target marathon pace for blocks of 6K, blocks of 8K, and you need to know what it feels like running on tired legs. So it's almost good to separate 2 main metrics in your head. Is your heart rate coming down on your steady, easy run pace? And is your pace going up on the higher intensity workouts? And then lastly, separate from this, can you stick to your marathon pace on the weekend long run? So there really is no secret other than you have to enjoy it for one, you have to have a decent structure around your training, and please never give up.